Welcome to Beasley Finds. This video is the first in a series about traveling and living in Portugal. We will touch on important topics in each episode. In this episode, we are focused on geography, places of interest, and general information about Portugal and the people living there. The dream is to visit all of the countries we investigate, but this may not always be possible. So please leave a comment if you have been to any of the places featured in this video and want to contribute. We also recognize that expat living can span a wide range of lifestyles, geographies, and time frames. So our research efforts will focus on both short and long-term experiences in the country of interest. As we continue bringing valuable content for travel and retirement planning, we hope you will join us by subscribing to the channel. It's free to you and keeps us motivated. Without further delay, please enjoy this first video in our Portugal series. Portugal sits at a similar latitude to Washington, D.C. in the U.S., and has a Mediterranean climate with hot, dry summers and mild winters. In contrast, Washington, D.C. has a humid, subtropical climate with hot and humid summers and cold winters. Portugal's climate is ideal for many. The Algarve region in the south of Portugal gets the most sunshine of any place in Europe. Although a small country, there is some variability in weather patterns, but the influence of the Atlantic Ocean and Mediterranean Sea keep the climate very pleasant. Portugal is the westernmost country in Europe, and especially far west if you take the Azores into consideration. The Azores are a volcanic archipelago, or chain of islands, in the Atlantic off the coast of Portugal. When I was in the military, we spent some time in the Azores for about a week on our way to the Middle East. These are a beautiful set of islands with a mild year-round climate. Portugal also has Madeira Island to the southeast of the Azores. I will talk about Madeira later. Including all of its islands, the size of Portugal is about 92,000 square kilometers. Heading back to the mainland, we will return to the capital and largest city of Lisbon. Portugal has a population of 10.3 million, and nearly 3 million Portuguese live in the metro area of Lisbon. There has been a gradual increase in urban migration, with approximately 2/3 of the population living in cities and 1/3 living in rural areas. According to Portugal's 2021 population census, foreign residents in Portugal increased by 40% between 2011 and 2021. That's about 500,000 people in 10 years. This group makes up 5.5% to 6.5% of the total population, and 80% of these are third country nationals. In terms of employment, a third country national is someone working in a foreign country for a business headquartered in a different country, but not the same country that the worker is from. The worker is said to be from a third country. By contrast, an expatriate is someone working in a foreign country that is from the same country that the business is headquartered in. A large percentage of foreigners are living in Lisbon in the Algarve region of Portugal for work. Lisbon is the largest city, and the Algarve is a popular tourist destination with a growing population of retirees, so there is opportunity there for foreign workers. Foreign retirees are also considered expats. You don't have to be working to be an expat, you just have to be living outside of your native country, even temporarily. Lisbon is a mix of the old and new world, with many different styles of architecture, such as medieval Gothic, Baroque, Moorish, Manueline, and Pombaline. Because Lisbon was devastated by an earthquake and tsunami in 1755, you can see the effects of this catastrophic event and how the architecture adapted in response. The Pombaline architectural style is named after the leader of the Reconstruction period that supervised construction of earthquake-resistant buildings. Today, Lisbon is a modern city with an international airport, a metro, and a train system. It has most of the modern features you would expect of a world-class city, with a more old-world feel, thanks to the many historic buildings that survived the devastating earthquake of 1755. It remains a top tourist destination and the port of entry for many international visitors to Portugal. Our next place is the Algarve to the south of Lisbon. Covering a region of about 2,000 square miles, it has gorgeous Atlantic beaches and rocky shorelines on the west coast and includes all of the southern coastline of Portugal. It's notable as a vacation destination for Europeans and our winter retreat from colder areas of Europe. The Algarve gets over 4 million visitors a year and is a popular region for expats looking for a place to settle. There is an international airport located in Faro, which is the capital of the Algarve. You can also take a high-speed train from Lisbon to Faro, which is a nice way to travel and see some of the country. Before moving on to the next section, please hit the like button and subscribe for more travel and retirement content. It's free to subscribe and really helps out the channel. Thank you. There are many more places to discover in Portugal, but I wanted to give special mention to Madeira and Porto, as you may be familiar with these names, especially if you enjoy wine. Madeira and port wine are named for these places, and both are generally sweet, fortified wines, although there are other varieties. Madeira Island was an important supply post during transatlantic voyages in the 1600s and 1700s. The wine made here was fortified with brandy and other natural flavors to last the voyage across the Atlantic. Madeira is sweet and full-bodied, with low tannin, medium acidity, and high alcohol content. Besides being a good wine to drink, it is used to cook popular dishes such as chicken Madeira. The island of Madeira is an extremely mountainous subtropical oasis about 550 miles off the coast of Morocco. There are thick forests, rocky coasts, and beautiful views from the numerous ridges created by Madeira's steep topography. In recent years, Madeira has been promoted as a place for digital nomads and people seeking an active lifestyle. But there's plenty of opportunity for pure relaxation anytime, thanks to mild year-round weather. There are regular flights between continental Portugal, the Azores, and Madeira. Let's turn our gaze back to the mainland and have a look at Porto, home of port wine. This wine is very sweet, full-bodied, and high in tannins. It is also high in alcohol like Madeira wine. Port wine is often served at the end of a meal. In the kitchen, it is used to flavor both savory and sweet foods. The city of Porto is another popular place with expats and the second largest city in Portugal. You can take a 2.5-hour scenic train ride from Lisbon to the north to the city of Porto. The ticket will cost you about €30, which is presently about the same as $30. You also have the option to take the high-speed train for a few more euros. Besides drinking port wine, there's a lot to do in Porto. It's situated on the banks of the Douro River, a body of water originating in the highlands of Spain and winding its way to the Atlantic coast. The city is full of splendid architecture, cathedrals, plazas, and buildings that line the river all the way to the coast. There are several attractive bridges that span the Douro River, allowing train and automotive traffic to cross. If you have extra time in the city, you could take a train ride or riverboat cruise into the winemaking country east of the city. Despite its small size, there is so much to do in Portugal. Leave a comment if you would like us to dive deeper into any of the places mentioned in this video. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button for more free content from Beasley Finds. Take care.